Deuteronomy 16:2. V'savachta Pesach l'Adonai Elohecha tzon uvakar b'makom asher yivchar Adonai leshaken shmo sham. We begin here with, and you shall sacrifice the Passover. And you might think here about the Passover sacrifice. We're not sacrificing the holiday of Passover, but we're sacrificing the sacrifice of Passover. And we get here the call the verb that we have here is the call perfect to ms. Notice the ta sufformative here. Verbal root is zayin beit chet, to offer a sacrifice, and we have the vav consecutive here, or the vekatal form. So we get that same force from 16:1 of the imperative. Keep, and you shall sacrifice Passover to the Lord your God. Very common phrase there. Next, we get this further modifier of what is meant by Passover. Remember, we mentioned it's not sacrificing the holiday itself, but it is the flock or the herd. If we think of these a little more singularly, we might think of the sheep and the cattle, but you could think of it as a more collective group, the flock or the herd. Either of those would work, but the idea is further modifying what this Pesach is. And next we get a prepositional phrase, fronted, and this is going to highlight where this sacrifice should happen. If you remember from Deuteronomy 12, we get that centralization of worship, and so these festivals are now getting maybe somewhat reinterpreted or reimagined in light of this place where the Lord will choose to put his name. So we get in the place is where this should happen. In the place where, relative clause further modifying makom, where the Lord as the subject will choose. Call imperfect. This is a third masculine singular, and as an imperfect in this relative clause, we get a true future. Will choose, because this hasn't happened yet in Deuteronomy. The verbal root here is beit chet resh, as you can see there, with that yod preformative. Next, we get the infinitive construct. This is a PL infinitive construct of the root shin kaf nun, to dwell. And as a PL, we would get something like to cause to dwell his name there. Now, this is an interesting use of the PL, but the idea here is this is where the Lord will make his name dwell. We get his name here as the thing that is going to be dwelling. So we get this place where the Lord will choose to make his name dwell there.